Oligarchs Part 1. Welcome to the Social Security Insiders Report. In this two-part episode, we will explain why oligarchy is the most dangerous threat to American democracy and the existence of Western civilization. We'll also discuss why it may already be too late for the United States. Imagine a desperate and dystopian world where your vote, rights, and personal safety no longer matter. In this scenario, a handful of ultra-wealthy individuals control every aspect of your life, from the news you consume to the politicians you elect. In this world, democracy and freedom have become cruel cliches, suppressed by gerrymandering, voter purges, and violent cynicism. This isn't dystopian fiction, it's the reality of the American system. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the insidious rise of oligarchy in America. The threat of oligarchy in America is so severe that it has enabled a 34-time convicted felon to be elected to the highest office in the land. The American voters have convinced themselves that a thug will somehow make a nation great. This isn't just political rhetoric, it's a stark reality that's unfolding before our eyes. We'll dive deep into what oligarchy means, how it's taking root in our society, and why it poses an existential threat to everything we hold dear as Americans. From the tech billionaires who wield more power than entire nations to the erosion of our democratic institutions, we'll expose the dark underbelly of this metastasizing menace. But this isn't just about doom and gloom. We'll also explore what we can do to fight back, to reclaim our democracy from the clutches of the ultra-wealthy. This is information you can't afford to miss. Your future, and the future of our nation, depends on it. However, before we begin, here is a quick word from our sponsor.
Did you know the Social Security Administration offers a professional home-based gig opportunity that pays up to $7,500 per case? This opportunity costs nothing to access, offers national certification, and has no significant barriers to entry. Sound intriguing? Visit www.sshelp.com. That's www.sshelp.com. Act now.
So, what is an oligarch? An oligarch is a member of a small group of influential individuals who control a country's resources and government. I bet you thought a political party controlled the government. Well, not anymore. Imagine a world where a handful of ultra-wealthy individuals pull the strings of our nation's economy and politics. This isn't fiction, it's our reality. Sadly, Americans ignored the warning signs of oligarchy resurfacing from other parts of the world. Let's consider the story of Victor, a Russian businessman who amassed enormous wealth during his country's transition to a market economy in the 1990s. Victor acquired vast oil reserves at a fraction of their value through political connections and questionable deals. He used his newfound wealth to influence government policies, ensuring his business interests were protected while ordinary citizens struggled. Sound familiar? This concentration of power in the hands of a few is the hallmark of an oligarchy. In America, we're seeing a similar pattern emerge. Oligarchs are systematically dismantling the financial well-being of working families. They lobby for tax policies that favor the ultra-wealthy, resulting in a massive transfer of wealth from the middle class to the top 1%. This concentration of wealth gives them unprecedented power to shape our democracy, often at the expense of the majority. The consequences of allowing oligarchy to flourish are dire. Oligarchy leads to the erosion of democratic principles, increased income inequality, rapidly expanding poverty, reduced social mobility, political instability, and violent social conflicts. Have you noticed the extreme disrepair of the American landscape? You may have noticed our crumbling roads, bridges in disrepair, polluted drinking water, contaminated streams, and worse. Our social decay is a direct result of tax policies that favor oligarchs. Oligarchs don't build bridges, they build mansions, mainly at your expense. In my mind, the only person who would support an oligarchy is either an oligarch himself or a deep hater of American freedom and exceptionalism. As wealth becomes more concentrated, oligarchs gain more influence over our political system. They can shape policies that benefit their interests, often at the expense of the general public. This creates a vicious cycle where the rich get richer, and the rest of society struggles as it descends into poverty. But how does money alone give oligarchs so much power over our government? Oligarchic techniques to control a society are nothing new. However, if you are unaware of these techniques or you are prone to believe nonsense, you will not recognize these obvious signs of manipulation. In part 2 of this report, I will explain the cynical techniques of oligarchs that result in a person voting for their own demise. Don't miss this eye-opening presentation. If unfiltered truth is important to you, then please subscribe. Don't miss video 2 of our series, The Insidious Techniques Oligarchs Use to Deceive You. Thank you for watching.